So the Nintendo Switch online subscription might not be required for free-to-play games. This comes from Nintendo Enthusiast, which we're going to get to the news, but we also have an interesting thing that I would like to discuss about the subscription service and the retro NES, SNES classic type games. But we'll discuss that in a second. The actual news from Nintendo Enthusiast says, with the coming launch of Nintendo Switch Online in September, Switch owners' ability to play online multiplayer is changing soon. Owners will have to pay one of the 4 types of membership fees to access online play in various games, but it seems like free-to-play games will be excluded and will not require a subscription, while others, of course, will. So, Maka, do you play any of the online games for Switch right now?
So I have played a little bit of Fortnite. I'm dreadful. All of my friends are far better than me. Tend to just sit in a room and camp, because it's the only way I can get any good rating. But I played a bit of that, and I played some Paladins. It's actually really fun. It's like a pretty good Overwatch-like game. So I would recommend that. But it does seem like the Switch is getting a steady stream of these kind of games, which we've never really seen on a Nintendo system before. So it's kind of good news. It's kind of more important than you'd have thought as well.
Yeah, the thing whenever they first started and they mentioned they were going to have people paying for the online service, my first thought was Nintendo has the perfect games for online multiplayer, but none of them really used multiplayer. Like we've seen like Smash Brothers and Pokemon and Mario Kart are really the main games, like when you would think of traditional Nintendo games. But then since then, there's been games like Splatoon and ARMS that have established themselves as games that kind of need an online functionality to play, because playing ARMS is kind of boring by yourself. Playing Splatoon, while the DLC for Splatoon 2 is interesting if you play it single player, but playing it alone is really boring for me. I don't know about you guys. And then they've had like Mario Tennis Aces, which they've really released recently, that has a really good online mode. But generally, when you think of multiplayer games on Nintendo, there aren't too many. So it's interesting that Nintendo's started to put more of a focus with online games. And some of the other games, like so Super Mario 3D World, for instance, it was the 3D Mario game they released for the Wii U. You could play 4-player couch co-op, which was fun, but then there was no online for it. And then with Nintendo Land, which was a launch Wii U title, it was honestly for me one of the funnest Wii U games that there was, but there was no online for it. I looked at these games and thought, like, you don't always have a friend beside you if you're going to play like New Super Mario Bros. Or whatever, or Super Mario 3D World. But like, why doesn't Nintendo ever have online modes in these games? It's always couch co-op with no online. But now that they have more of a focus on online, or at least they're putting more of a focus with online games, do you guys see them doing like these classic couch co-op games? Do you see them changing those to where it still has couch co-op, but you can also play online with it? Because with Miyamoto, whenever they did New Super Mario Bros., he said that, and then I think they said something similar with like Nintendo Land, which was the reason that they didn't have online co-op or online multiplayer was they just thought playing with someone on the couch next to you is a better experience than playing with someone online. And I wonder if their statement's going to change sometime in the future after this launches, because Like with New Super Mario Bros., they said they called it new because they wanted you to think it was going to be a new experience. Because traditionally, playing 2D Mario games, it was only single player. And then they called it new to get it in fans, like get it into the minds of fans that it is a new type of experience, which in this case was the couch co-op multiplayer, which was done for the first time. So probably restated the same thing 3 or 4 times there. I'm sorry, guys, but yeah, where do you see this going for future games in Nintendo's world of multiplayer? Do you see them going back and making these games online multiplayer, or do you see them just focusing on like ARMS 2 or the games that already have multiplayer? Ilya, you go first.
I really hope they take advantage of this. I mean, I think all of us could relate, and I think a lot of other gamers can relate too. A lot of your friends that you want to play with don't live near you. You know, most people I know that play games do not live anywhere near me. They don't even live in the same state as me. So the only time like we ever got to play multiplayer together was if we had free time when we were all at college together. But who has free time at university? No one. We were trying to make A's, if even B's. But so I hope they take advantage of it and allow things that other systems have already done, and maybe, you know, put their own Nintendo spin on it. But things like being able to do voice chat and everything while you're playing, so you can hear your friends getting mad and everything when you whoop their butt or they kick your butt. You know, things like that. I hope it's not limited to just games that already have online multiplayer. I think it should be expanded, and I really hope they do that. But in their own Nintendo way. Don't be exactly like the other franchises, but be open to it. I know they're trying to be kid-friendly, but I think there's a way they can be kid-friendly and safe and still have this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kayla, do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. I actually thought it was really interesting because you were talking about how, like, you feel like there aren't many multiplayer games for Nintendo, and I was thinking about it, and it's like, Nintendo is my go-to for multiplayer games. But, yeah, I really hope that, especially because, you know, I'm still hoping that, like, an Animal Crossing happens for Nintendo Switch. So,
Yes.
Of course I'm thinking, like, please give me an online service, because I don't know anyone that loves Animal Crossing as much as I do in person. It would have to be one of you guys. And then also in that sense, it's like being able to open up, being able to play games online together like that would be amazing, because we have such an amazing Discord community that I would love to be a part of that with all of you guys. Like, we already play Splatoon together, we already play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe together, so I think to be able to expand on that and to be able to do like more like online co-op type would be just my happy soul.
Yeah.
But don't get rid of couch co-op, because I have a boyfriend and we love playing video games together.
Nice. All right.
And you know, occasionally when we hang out together at E3 or whatever, you know, gotta be able to play those games side by side.
Yeah, I think next E3 we had a good time just watching and laughing at the Nintendo Treehouse playing Mario Party on the Switch. So I imagine, like, if we're actually playing the game and not watching Nintendo play the game, it would be like 10 times more fun.
Just a warning, if I do get to go to E3 and we do play Mario Party, I am aggressive at that game. I suck at it, but I am mean. I get so pissed off so easily. Not Mario Kart, not Smash Brother or any games like that, but for some reason Mario Party, it's the one that ruins relationships.
It's okay. Mario Party is the reason why I have a hatred towards Donkey Kong. He ruined my life. I can't remember what it was, but there's like, I think it was like one of the Mario Parties for Wii, and you're on like a train and you're going forward in one direction. I can't remember what it was called for the life of me, but you press on a button and it like moves the train car from where you are, and it like moves you all the way back. And so I stepped on a DK spot or whatever, and it moved me all the way back, and I was like, are you kidding me? Donkey Kong, I thought you were my friend. And ever since that, I'm just like, keep Donkey Kong away from me. We are not friends.
With the multiplayer games like Mario Party, did you guys, again off topic, did you guys play the mini games that were part of like Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Stadium 2?
Oh yeah.
Of course.
The Lickitung one was my favorite. And the Eevee.
Yeah, right?
No, it was Rattata jumping, that one.
Yeah.
I like that one, but my favorite was Lickitung because I just loved giving them the hot stuff on purpose. And then they run
I love
around.
the way that they, like, the screaming and the sounds they make. I love that one.
Which I just got a shiny Lickitung on Pokemon Quest. I'm very excited.
Oh.
Maka, we haven't got to you yet.
Yeah.
What are some ideas or thoughts you have for multiplayer Nintendo games and this online service they have?
I just want to kind of, I do agree. I think that like couch co-op ultimately is like the way to play multiplayer. It's so fun when you just together with someone like in person and you just either getting really aggressive at Mario Party or just having fun. Like, Nintendo seem to have this ability to make these games that just make you want to rip off your best friend's head or your girlfriend or boyfriend's head. Like, I don't know how they manage it, but they do. At the same point in time, like, it was a really good point. Like, not everybody wants to play or can play with people who they're, like, within walking distance of or something. So I think that it's really important that Nintendo actually utilize this, especially with it being a paid service now. It kind of gives them that that reason to actually pay attention to online now, because they kind of have to. But honestly, because it's Nintendo, I kind of don't think that they will. I think you kind of see that with people have been like clamoring for Mario Party to have a fully fledged online mode for ages now, and I think they are putting some online. I think I heard at E3 they're putting some online into Super Mario Party, but it's just mini games. It's not like the full board game. And I was like, I remember reading the article and being like, classic Nintendo. Like, almost what you want, but we gotta take a little bit away.
Yeah, there's like the thing that I always think of with like the so Mario Maker came out on Nintendo Wii U and later the 3DS, and they said like a lot of the fans were like, where could they go with 2D Mario from here? Like, there's no point of Nintendo releasing another 2D Mario game, because on the Wii U and 3DS we basically have an infinite number of levels, because everyone can go in, make their own levels, upload them, different types of levels. Like, there's some that are just based off of the idea of solving a puzzle. There's some that are do this super impossible thing where you have to like tap jump at the exact right moment. There's some where like they just make kind of like, whenever Nintendo says they broke the conventions of what like a traditional Zelda game is with Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Maker, the fans took all of the normal tools of a Mario game and completely created a new type of game while still leaving it as Mario, which kind of may not make sense unless you're thinking of it the way I am. Anyways, a lot of the things that I was hearing people say is like, where could they go after this? Because you have like an infinite number of Mario games. Like, if Nintendo releases like new Super Mario Bros. Switch, and it's not Mario Maker where you can create your own levels, then they are going to look at it as if it's like a backstep instead of a further progression. But the way that I'm thinking of it is how you can make it a further progression and not look at it as like taking a step back, is you add in the online multiplayer. Like, you originally had Super Mario Bros. Where, you know, it was the side-scrolling 2D Mario game, and then in New Super Mario Brothers you have it to where you can play couch co-op, like people you're not sharing a controller now. You can actually play with 4 people on the screen at the same time. And then they had Super Mario Maker, where you could create your own levels in that. So if they took away the ability to create your own levels, it would kind of look like you're making a lesser version of the game. But an easy way to get around that is if they say, well, in this one you can't create your own levels, but we're still continuing the series because it's no longer couch co-op only. You can now play online with people. And I think that's really something that we could look forward to with the next Super Mario. Like, I don't think they would call it Super Mario Bros. Online, but whatever they end up calling it, I think they would have it tied in to the online service. But I would be worried that they would take away the couch co-op portion of it. But just my idea. I'm thinking maybe too much about this? I don't know. Anyways, what are your guys' thoughts? Do you think,
I think that
you could expect...
in as far as like... Yeah, I think with 2D Mario, like, I don't know about you, but with the new Super Mario Bros. Games, honestly, I don't think I'd mind the couch co-op being taken away, because that stuff is just mental. Like, I did not know how to play with, like, 3 other friends just, like, running around, and you end up throwing each other loads, and... Oh, it worked well in a 3D space, but in a 2D space, I'm fine on my own.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys agree? You would like to see the online Mario?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
I don't
I
play
think that would
much
actually
of side-scrolling Mario.
I think it would be really fun and really chaotic, and man, I would love to just, like, swear and be aggressive towards Jesse and Tevi and Jacoby all online
Giving
playing
everybody
Mario.
shout-outs. Alright, so this was originally a second part of this discussion, but I was going to just make it into its own little thing. So I'm going to give you guys a thought that I've had for a long time. I think I've mentioned it on past videos. I've wanted to make it its own topic. I thought it could fit into this, but the virtual console and online service are kind of 2 different things. But are you guys ready for the next thing? This one will just be like 5 minutes. Alright, so I have an idea. Nintendo has a problem with the NES Classic and the SNES Classic selling out. It looks like my camera's glitching. I don't know if you guys can see that on the thing. But anyways, they have a... Oh, it's really getting annoying now. I don't know what's wrong. Hold on. I want to see if...
Okay, it's not happening here, but okay.
I don't think it's glitching on my end either.
Alright.
No, it's fine on mine.
It's fixed now. Maybe it's just on like the my screen, but like my face was blacking out and then bluing out and then coming back. It was really distracting. Anyways, so starting over.
Hey everyone, it's me again, Elia Rose. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. And you know what? If you're a fan of videos like this, you should totally subscribe and give this video a like and comment below to let us know what type of videos you would like to see us create in the future. And if you would really like to support all of us here at the GameOverJesse channel, please consider purchasing a GameOverJesse t-shirt or becoming a Patreon at patreon.com/GameOverJesse, where you can receive many rewards, such as getting shoutouts, having any topic or theory that you select discussed on the podcast or made into its own video, having your question answered, joining on as a guest on the podcast, and playing with us during our Twitch live streams at twitch.tv/GameOverJesse, and much, much more.